वृंद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। समावेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे।
हरि हरि बोल।
All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga.
Hare
All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Hare Hare.
Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 24, The Renunciation of Kardama Muni, Text 28. Bahu-janma-vipakvena samyag-yoga-samādhinā draṣṭuṁ yatante yatayaḥ śūnya-agāreṣu yat-padam bahu-janma-vipakvena samyag-yoga-samādhinā draṣṭuṁ yatante yatayaḥ śūnya-agāreṣu yat-padam bahu-janma-vipakvena samyag-yoga-samādhinā draṣṭuṁ yatante yatayaḥ śūnya-agāreṣu yat-padam. Please chant.
Hare Krishna. Bahu-janma-vipakvena samyag-yoga-samādhinā draṣṭuṁ yatante yatayaḥ śūnya-agāreṣu yat-padam. Hare Krishna.
Bahu-janma vipakvena samyag-yoga-samādhinā draṣṭum yatante yatayaḥ śūnya-agāreṣu yat-padam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Bahu-janma-vipakvena samyag-yoga-samādhinā draṣṭum yatante yatayaḥ śūnya-agāreṣu yat-padam. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Bahu-janma-vipakvena samyag-yoga-samādhinā draṣṭum yatante yatayaḥ śūnya-agāreṣu yat-padam. Hare Krishna.
Bahu-janma-vipakvena samyag-yoga-samādhinā draṣṭum yatante yatayaḥ śūnya-agāreṣu yat-padam.
Bahu-janma-vipakvena samyag-yoga-samādhinā draṣṭum yatante yatayaḥ śūnya-agāreṣu yat-padam.
Thank you so much. Anyone else? Okay. Word-to-word translation. Bahu, many. Janma, after births. Vipakvena, which is mature. Samyak, perfect. Yoga-samādhinā, by trance in yoga. Draṣṭuṁ, to see. Yatante, they endeavor. Yatayaḥ, the yogis. śūnya-agāreṣu, in secluded places. Yat, whose. Padam, feet. After many births, translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. After many births, mature yogis, by complete trance in yoga, endeavor in secluded places to see the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. After many births, mature yogis, by complete trance in yoga, endeavor in secluded places to see the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. Some important things are mentioned here about yoga. The word bahu-janma-vipakvena means after many births of mature yoga practice. And another word, samyag-yoga-samādhinā, means by complete practice of the yoga system. Complete practice of the yoga system. Yoga means bhakti yoga. Unless one comes to the point of bhakti yoga or surrender unto the personality of Godhead, one's yoga practice is not complete. This same point is corroborated in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Bahunam janmanam ante. After many births, the Jnani, who has matured in transcendental knowledge, surrenders unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Kardama Muni repeats the same statement. After many years and many births of complete practice of yoga, one can see the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord in a secluded place. It is not that after one practices some sitting postures, he immediately becomes perfect. One has to perform yoga a long time, many births, not many years, many births, to become mature. And a yogi has to practice in a secluded place. One cannot practice yoga in a city or in a public park and declare that he has become God simply by some exchange of dollars. This is all bogus propaganda. Those who are actually yogis practice in a secluded place, and after many births, they become successful, provided they surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is the completion of yoga. Om Ajnanatimmirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, thank you very much for joining in today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. So we are reading from the 24th chapter of the 3rd canto, and this chapter is entitled The Renunciation of Kardama Muni. The context is Kardama Muni actually, let's start like this. After the appearance of Kapil Bhagwan, Lord Brahma arrived there along with his, other sons, the Prajapatis, and he glorified Kapil Bhagwan and also glorified Kardama Muni and also reassured Devahuti that her son Kapila Bhagwan, he will, so whatever concerns she had, she doesn't have to worry anymore. And then he also instructed Kardama Muni to hand over, to marry his daughters. Kardama Muni had 9 daughters. Devahuti and Kardama Muni had 9 daughters, to get them married to the Prajapatis, Brahmaji's sons. But before the actual marriage, Brahmaji left that place with the celibate sons, like the 4 Kumaras and Narad Muni. Taking them, he went back. And then the marriage took place. And after marriage, so the 9 daughters were married to the 9 Prajapatis, and the daughters went to their respective homes. The sages were also very happy. They went to their respective residences. Now, Kardama Muni went to Kapil Bhagwan in seclusion, and he began to speak to Kapil Bhagwan. What was Kardama Muni's mood when he's speaking to Kapil Bhagwan? His mood is, my Lord, actually, I have no qualification to have you as my son. It's not that I deserve it and therefore you have appeared as my son. I have no qualification. But it is simply your causeless mercy. There's no cause. Your mercy has no cause. It's because of your causeless mercy that you have appeared in my house as my son. I am nothing. I have no qualification. Still you have appeared in my house. This is your causeless mercy. So this is the mood of Kardama Muni. And in 3 verses, so today's verse is 28, but in 3 verses, 27, 28, and 29, Kardama Muni is speaking about 3 different types of people. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains who these 3 types of people are. So in yesterday's verse, text 27, we saw the first type. First type are called Devatantaropasaka, that means worshippers of demigods. Second type of people are Brahmopasakas, or worshippers of Brahman. And the third are Bhagavad Upasakas, or worshippers of Bhagavan. Okay? Who are the 3 types of people? Worshippers of demigods. Second, worshippers of impersonal Brahman. And third, worshippers of Bhagavan. So yesterday's verse talked about the worshippers of demigods, where Kardama Muni said that, my Lord, these demigod worshippers are always in samsara. What is samsara? The cycle of birth and death. They're stuck in the cycle of birth and death. and they're burned, or they're burning in the forest fire of material existence. Material existence is compared to a forest fire. Samsara dava nalalidha loka tranaya karunya ghanaghanatvam. This samsara is compared to davanala. Davanala means forest fire. Samsara means material existence. Material existence is like forest fire. Yes? And the spiritual master's mercy is like the rain cloud which pours rain and puts out this fire. Samsara dava nalalida loka tranaya karunya ghana ghanatvam, or dense clouds. There's ample rain pouring from. So what is that rain? It is the mercy of the spiritual master. But those who don't have that, they are those who have not connected with the Supreme Lord, the conditioned souls. Those who, so connecting to the Supreme Lord, or connecting with the Supreme Lord, happens in two ways. Either, so connecting with the absolute truth depends on the goal. The absolute truth is in two forms. One is called nirvishesha, the other is called savishesha. Maybe I'll share this diagram. I think that will be helpful. You see, this is the absolute truth here on top. Absolute truth. Paratattvam means absolute truth. Actually, absolute truth is Krishna. But Krishna can be realized in nirvishesha or savishesha. Nirvishesha means without any attributes. Savishesha means with attributes. So with attributes, again you have two types. One is Paramatma, other is Bhagavan. So if your final goal is impersonal Brahman, then you will take to the Jnana Marga. If the goal of your yoga practice is Savishesha Brahman, Savishesha means either Bhagavan or Paramatma, then you will take to the Bhakti Marga. If your goal is impersonal Brahman, you will take to Jnana Marga. If your goal is Savishesha or Bhagavan or Paramatma, then you will take to Bhakti Marga. So there are only two paths. And for you to go in the Jnana Marga, you need the qualification here. What is the qualification? It's Antahkarana Shuddhi. Antahkarana Shuddhi. Antahkarana Shuddhi means your heart should be completely pure, free from the modes of passion and ignorance. You should be completely detached. That's the qualification for practicing Jnana Marga. And for Bhakti, if you want to take to Bhakti Marga, the qualification is Dridha Shraddha. Dridha Shraddha means firm faith. What type of faith? That only Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. My only identity is I am a servant of the Supreme Lord. Therefore, my only duty is to render devotional service to Him. I don't have any other duties in this world. I don't need to do anything else. I simply have to render devotional service because my identity is I'm a servant of the Supreme Lord. When one gets this type of firm faith, what will he do? All day, 24 hours, every day, all his life, life after life, he will only do, he gets that firm faith that this is all I have to do. That is Dridha Shraddha. So if one does not have this qualification, he is not eligible to do Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga means Shuddha Bhakti. And if one does not have this qualification, he is also not eligible to do Jnana Yoga. Then what should they do if they don't have qualification for either Jnana or Bhakti, but still they want to connect with the absolute truth, but they don't have the qualification yet? Then they should do Karma Yoga. here. This area is karma yoga. While you're doing karma, you're trying to get the qualification. You're cultivating this qualification. When you get this qualification, you give up karma and then you start jnana. Similarly, on this side, until you get the qualification of firm faith, you have to do karma. And once you get this qualification, you're not required to do karma. You're not required to do karma. So this section here on top, this is karma yoga. Yoga means linking with the absolute truth. Your goal is still connecting with the absolute truth. But because you don't have the qualification, you're still doing karma. So this is called karma yoga. However, those who didn't get any association of sadhus, who didn't get the association of any yogi, either jnana yogi or bhakta yogi, and I'll tell you in a minute about astanga yoga also, who didn't get any qualification, who didn't get association of either jnana yogi or ashtanga yogi, what will he do? Conditioned soul, he will do karma, because all conditioned souls are qualified to do karma. You don't need any specific qualification. For jnana, you need a qualification. For bhakti, you need qualification. But for karma, all conditioned souls, all human beings are qualified to do karma. However, karma means that which is prescribed in the Vedas, that is karma. That which is not prescribed in the Vedas, that is called vikarma. The small oval at the bottom, I don't know if you're able to see it. I'm not able to see. But yeah, that is vikarma. Vikarma means work which is done that's not prescribed in Shastra. All whatever professions we have now, man-made professions which are not prescribed in Shastra, they are called vikarma. Anyway, karma. So you do karma. So within this karma, if you see, there is, so one who does karma, but what is his goal? By doing that karma, is he trying to realize the Supreme? No. The goal of this person is he does karma for sense gratification. Dharma means karma. So you work to earn. And after you earn, you want to enjoy it. Yes, dharma, artha, kama. You work so that you can earn, and whatever you earn, you will enjoy. This is a karmi. But karmi means that work will still be prescribed work as prescribed in Shastra according to your nature. So karmi is also a high qualification actually. But if you're working whimsically, not as per the prescription in Shastra, then you're a vikarmi. You're a vikarmi. Anyway, but within karmi now you see, this is from Bhagavad Gita, and there are different types of karmis. One is a thief. He does karma, and then as prescribed in Shastra, and whatever result he gets, he'll enjoy it himself. He's called a thief. And then higher than him is a demigod worshipper. He does karma, and the result that he gets, he will offer it to the demigods in gratitude. Because of the blessings of the demigods, now I'm getting my result. So he offers the result to the demigods, and then he will take the prasad of the demigod and he will enjoy. He's better than the thief because there is some sense of responsibility there towards the demigods. And higher than that, he is also a karmi, one who is offering to Lord Vishnu. Why is he karmi? He is seeing Lord Vishnu as a demigod. He is worshipping Lord Vishnu for getting material results, but he is not seeing Lord Vishnu as the supreme personality of Godhead and we are all his servants. We should surrender to Lord Vishnu. He doesn't have that idea. Rather, he sees Lord Vishnu like one of the demigods, meaning you go worship Lord Vishnu and you get what you want, material results, and you enjoy. Therefore, he is also counted as a karmi. But still, because he is worshipping Lord Vishnu, he is superior to the demigod worshipper. But all three fall under the category of karmi. Karmi is not a yogi. He is not a yogi. He is not connecting with the absolute truth. Okay? I hope you are able to follow me. Or is it going above your head? Am I going too fast? You're able to follow?
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, thank you. So we are talking about yoga here in this verse. Now I'll go back to the verse. So what is Srila Prabhupada saying in the verse? Acha, not that, but in the previous verse, we are talking about the previous verse, 27th verse. There are three types of worshippers. One is a worshipper of demigod, second is a worshipper of Brahman, third is a worshipper of Bhagavan. So in the transcendental diagram that I just shared with you, the Jnani will be worshipper of Brahman. The Bhakta Yogi will be worshipper of Bhagavan. And Karmi will be the worshipper of demigods. Yes? So this person will be here, Jnana. He will be worshipper of Brahman. And on the right side, Bhakta Yogi will be worshipper of Bhagavan. And here, and you see in Karma Yoga also there is a division. So this is preparation for Jnana, Nishkama Karma Yoga. So if somebody is doing Nishkama Karma Yoga, he's also in the Jnana Marga. He is aspiring for Brahman. So he's also a worshipper of Brahman. And here, Daiva Varnashrama Dharma, he's in preparation for Shuddha Bhakti. So he is a worshipper of Bhagavan. Okay. Karmi, he is a worshipper of demigod. So you saw three types of worshippers. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying three types of worshippers. Worshipper of demigod, Karmi. Worshipper of Brahman, Jnani. Worshipper of Bhagavan, Bhakta. Like this. So yesterday's verse, text, oh, my camera was off all this time. I don't know. Anyway, so Bhakta. No, yesterday's verse was talking about demigod worshippers, the first, 27th verse. And today's verse is talking about the Jnani, the worshipper of Brahman. Okay. And tomorrow's verse will be Bhakta, 29th verse. So about the demigod worshippers, Kardama Muni said that, my Lord, these demigod worshippers are burning in the forest fire of material existence. What is that forest fire? Attachment to this material world. Attachment to this material world is like a forest fire. And they're always burning in this forest fire. That means they work very hard. Karmi, when you say karmi, they're doing yagyas as prescribed in Shastra. For what? To achieve some material result. They want to go to heaven or they want some material results. So to achieve those, you have to work very hard. So they are burning. They are burning. Or they'll commit sinful activities to get some quick material results and they'll go to hell. Either way, they are burning. To achieve something, you have to work so hard. Yes? Pa, pa, ba, bha, ma. Pa means parishram, working hard. Pa means fena. You're foaming in the mouth, working so hard. So they're burning. Worshippers of demigods, they're burning. But in spite of all this hard work, they worship the demigods and ask them for some material results. The demigods, when they are pleased, then they will give the results. But they don't give the results immediately. They first observe the worshipper. And afterwards, when they are pleased, then they will give the result that they're asking. So, the demigod worshippers are working hard their whole lives. That means one lifetime. In one life, the whole life, they're working hard, worshipping the demigods, trying to satisfy the demigods through sacrifices. And in this way, they are burning themselves, performing sacrifices to please the demigods so that they can achieve what they want for one lifetime. And finally, they receive their result. Now, the second category is the worshipper of Brahman, or Brahmopasaka. They work not for just one lifetime, but they have to practice for many, many lifetimes. Of course, their result is also higher. They are not just getting some insignificant material results. They are getting liberation from material existence. They transcend the modes. No more birth, death, old age, disease. So, Brahmopasakas, but to achieve that, they have to work hard for many, many lifetimes. That is the point here. So, in this verse, we are seeing the second category, the Jnanis, who worship Brahman. But it takes many, many lives of practicing jnana sadhanas. So they have specific practices, jnana sadhanas. We see in the 13th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, amanitvam, adambhitvam, ahimsa, kshantir, arjavam, like that. There are 20 practices listed there. 13th chapter, 8 to 12, texts 8 to 12, you will see the jnana sadhanas practiced by a jnani. And it's not easy to practice them. And it's not that you practice them just for one life. For many, many lifetimes, one has to practice. And finally, they get Brahman realization. Now, one more point that we have to note from Srila Prabhupada's purport is that, one second, let me go to the purport. Yes. See, Srila Prabhupada says, complete practice of yoga means bhakti yoga. First line is saying that bahu-janma-vipakvena means after many, many births of mature practice, okay. Samyag-yoga-samādhinā means by complete practice of yoga system. Complete practice of yoga means bhakti yoga. What does bhakti yoga mean? Bhakti yoga means surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Unless one surrenders to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not surrendering to, you have to do bhakti, directly bhakti. You have to surrender to Krishna, Supreme Bhagavan. Unless you surrender to Bhagavan, you don't get the result of your particular yoga practice. Very, very interesting. I'll show you that also with a diagram. Same diagram actually. This diagram explains entire Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. You can give any shloka from anywhere in Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, and that shloka will fit in this diagram. Any shloka from Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam will fit in this diagram. Okay, so now what is Srila Prabhupada saying? That unless one surrenders to Krishna, his yoga is not complete. So this is Jnana Yoga. Unless he surrenders to Krishna, he won't get the result. This is Bhakti Yoga. You may question here, what about Ashtanga Yoga? We are talking about Ashtanga Yoga here. I will come to that. But you see, Jnanis, you know what they do? There are 3 stages in Jnana Yoga. Here they are doing Nishkama Karma Yoga. That means they are still doing karma. But you have to do karma in a specific way without expecting the result of your work. You have to do. And tolerating pains and pleasures. That means even when there is pains, you should not give up your karma, your duty. You have to do. Tolerating pains and pleasures. Not expecting results. Even if you don't expect, still results will come. When results come, you have to give all the results, offer them to Bhagavan. You have to offer them to Bhagavan. This is the practice of Nishkama Karma Yoga. And when they practice, this is not easy, by the way. And when they do this, then they get this qualification. And this can also take a whole lifetime or many lifetimes to get this qualification. Okay. And here this is called self-realization. You realize I'm not this body, I'm spirit soul. Then he gives up all karma, give up home, everything. And Jnana Marga means you have to go to seclusion. You cannot be living in cities and practicing. That doesn't work. You have to take sannyas. You have to take sannyas, give up family and job and everything. Go to the forest, go to the Himalayas, like that. Jnana Marga. Then they strictly, they take shelter of Tadvidhi Pranipatena Pariprashnena Sevaya, take shelter of a Jnani Guru. And here Upanishads, and side by side you have to practice these Jnana sadhanas. So by that, these Jnana sadhanas are increasing Sattva Guna, mode of goodness. Because of that, Sattvat Sanjayate Jnanam, whatever they are hearing from Guru about Brahman in Upanishads, they will realize that. Tad Padartha Jnanam, this is the realization. They will realize Brahman. But that's not all. They want to go and merge into Brahman, isn't it? So, after they realize Brahman, at one point, they will give up jnana, all these practices that they're doing, they'll stop those practices. One of these items is also bhakti. They have to do bhakti, like Shravanam, Kirtanam, Archanam. Jnanis also do. However, they're using bhakti as a tool. Bhakti is not their end. It is a means to achieve their result. But in the case of devotees, bhakti is the means and bhakti is the end also. It's not that after you go back to Godhead, then you'll go and sleep there. No, you want to do bhakti eternally, forever. But that's not the case with Jnanis. In the case of Jnanis, they do bhakti, but that bhakti is done to get their result. Go and merge into Brahman. Unless they do bhakti, they won't get that result. So they are practicing jnana sadhanas along with bhakti. Here also, when they are offering to Bhagavan, that is bhakti. The results that they get from karma, they are offering to the Lord, that is bhakti. Without bhakti, no sadhana will give result. Karma will not give result. Jnana will not give result. Ashtanga yoga will not give result. Bhakti has to be there. Anyway, so now when they get Brahman realization, they realize sarvam khalvidam Brahma. They are only seeing Brahman everywhere. They are not seeing anything else. They are not seeing people, trees, sky, nothing. Only Brahman, Brahman. Only Brahman they are seeing. At that time, they stop jnana also. They give up jnana also. But bhakti remains. Because that little bhakti that they were practicing, that will continue. They gave up karma here. They gave up jnana here. Now they will do exclusive bhakti. Exclusive bhakti. Mamchayo avyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samati tyaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. That is the verse. Bhagavad Gita 14:26. Mamchayo avyabhicharena. Avyabhicharena means unmixed. Bhakti which is not mixed with jnana or karma. Exclusive bhakti. This is called surrender. Exclusive bhakti if you're doing, that is called surrender. Until and unless they surrender to Krishna, they cannot get Brahma Prapti. They cannot go and merge into Brahman. You see? So even Jnanis, at one point they have to surrender. But when do they surrender? That is the last step. Finally, at the end of their practice, they surrender to Krishna. By that surrender, then they go and merge into Brahman. Okay, that was Jnana Marga. What about in Bhakti Yoga? Because Srila Prabhupada said, complete yoga, because yoga means there's three. There is Jnana Yoga, there is Bhakti Yoga, and there is Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is it's at the entry door. It's just like a waiting room. Until you get qualification. Really, there's only two yogas. Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. When you say Ashtanga Yoga, I will explain that in a minute. But Karma Yoga is, until you're doing Karma Yoga until you get the qualification for either Jnana or Bhakti. So Karma Yoga is not directly connecting with the Lord. It's through Jnana Yoga or Bhakti Yoga, it's connecting. Anyway, so you saw how in Jnana Yoga you have to surrender. Without surrender, your yoga is not complete. Ultimately, you have to surrender. But when are they surrendering? Finally, at the end of their practice, they are surrendering. Aikya Jnana. That means, what is the realization? I am that Brahman. And there's no difference between me and that Brahman. He'll go and merge into Brahman, like that. Now, Bhakti Yoga, here, at the very beginning, one has to surrender. Dridha Shraddha. Dridha Shraddha, firm faith, means Krishna is only the Supreme Lord, and my identity is I'm a servant of Krishna, and I have to sarvadharman parityaja mamekam sharanam vraja. Very beginning. Until and unless you surrender, there is no pure devotional service. We are doing bhakti here also, but that is not pure devotional service. It is mixed. We are not doing exclusive devotional service. We are doing some karma, we are doing some other things, and we are also doing some bhakti. Out of 24 hours, how many hours I am doing bhakti? Either through body, mind, or speech. Any one is fine. Can you say that 24 hours, either with your body, mind, or speech, you are Krishna conscious? If you say you are, and if you think you are, or if you are actually, then yes, you are here because you got firm faith. But if you are not there, then we are here, mixed. Okay? So this, what is the symptom of firm faith? The symptom of firm faith is sharanagati, surrender. So unless you surrender, you can't even enter into pure devotional service. What to speak of getting Bhagavad Prapti? Then once you get firm faith and you start pure devotional service, then your stage is sadhu sanga, bhajana kriya, anartha nivritti, nishtha, ruchi, asakti, bhava, prema, and Bhagavad Prapti. So what is the difference between jnana and bhakti? In jnana, surrender happens at the end. In bhakti, at the very beginning, you have to surrender. Then your pure devotional service starts. Now, I will show you Ashtanga Yoga, because here Kardama Muni is talking about Ashtanga Yoga. So where does Ashtanga Yoga fit in our diagram? You may wonder. So your particular yoga, whether it is jnana, because Krishna says there's only three, he gave three yogas: jnana, bhakti, and karma. Now, what is Ashtanga Yoga? Ashtanga Yoga is, it's like a tool. It depends on what is it that you are trying to achieve by practicing Ashtanga Yoga. If by practicing Ashtanga Yoga, you want to realize Brahman, you want to go and merge into Brahman, then that Ashtanga Yoga comes under Jnana Yoga. But by practicing Ashtanga Yoga, you want to realize either Paramatma or Bhagavan. Dhruva Maharaj realized Bhagavan. Yes, he realized Bhagavan by practicing Ashtanga Yoga. Kardama Muni also realized Bhagavan by practicing Ashtanga Yoga. Then that is bhakti. It's not jnana. But if somebody is practicing Ashtanga, what is Ashtanga Yoga? Ashta means eight angas. Yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhi. These are the 8 angas of Ashtanga Yoga. If you follow these angas, this particular practice, in order to realize Nirvishesha Brahman, then it is jnana. If you are practicing this process to realize either Paramatma or Bhagavan, then it is bhakti. So here, which one is Kardama Muni talking about? Kardama Muni is talking about Jnana Marga. Because they are Brahmopasakas, they are worshippers of Brahman. So Srila Prabhupada is saying that even in Ashtanga Yoga, complete yoga means only when you surrender to the Lord, then you get the result. Isn't it? Surrender to the Lord. You have to come to bhakti, you have to surrender. So in jnana, we said in the final stage one surrenders. In bhakti, we said in the very beginning you have to surrender. What about in Ashtanga Yoga? Can you guess by looking at the diagram? When does one surrender to the Lord in Ashtanga Yoga? Unless one surrenders, there is no result. You cannot realize the absolute truth without surrendering to Bhagavan. At what stage does an Ashtanga yogi surrender to Bhagavan? At the beginning or at the end? Or somewhere else? This will tell me if you are able to follow or not.
At the end.
At the end? At what stage? So you have yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahar, dharan, dhyana, samadhi. So which stage? You're saying in samadhi?
Dhyana.
Dhyana. Yes, very good. Very good. So that's the middle. Yes. So ultimate is here. This is where finally you're realizing the absolute truth. So in jnana, just before realizing, here you're surrendering. In bhakti, at the very beginning, you're surrendering. In ashtanga yoga, you have to surrender in the middle. How? I'll tell you. So yama niyama means following rules, do's and do nots. Asana means sitting postures. Pranayama means breathing exercises. Pratyahara means again, controlling your mind, etc. So dharana, here what you're doing, dharana, you start meditating on the form of the Lord. Dharana means general meditation. That means meditation on the form in a general way. Entire form of the Lord, you're meditating in a general way. That is dharana. Dhyana means limb by limb meditation. So first you focus on the lotus feet of the Lord. That means at any time, as soon as you close your eyes, immediately you're able to visualize, you're able to see the lotus feet of the Lord. Dhyana. And for any amount of time, you can just sit there and you can just meditate on that, on the lotus feet. That is dhyana. This dhyana is likened to, or it is the same as smaranam in bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. Smaranam means what? Meditation, remembrance or meditation. So, what is happening here in dhyana? One is meditating on the form of the Lord. So, that is bhakti. That means he's surrendering here. He's not doing any other now, nothing else. He's not focusing on, rules and this and nothing. Now he's completely focused, fixed. Dhyana means continuously he's what is samadhi then? In samadhi, he doesn't even see himself. He's so absorbed in the Lord, he doesn't even see himself. Samadhi. That's the final samadhi. But dhyana, now he's fully meditating on the Lord. So, one is surrendering to Krishna in the middle in Ashtanga Yoga. Without this, no samadhi. Without surrender to the Lord, you don't get the result. You cannot realize. So, whether you want to realize Brahman, or you want to realize Paramatma, or you want to realize Bhagavan, you have to come to bhakti, meaning you have to surrender to the Lord. Without doing bhakti, without surrendering to the Lord, you don't get realization of the absolute truth. You cannot attain the absolute truth in any form. That's the point being made in the purport by Srila Prabhupada. And then he also says some more things here, that Kardama Muni is saying the same thing. Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. Actually, bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate. Anyway, it's okay. We don't have to go there now. Okay. Interesting point. After many, many years and many, many births of complete practice of yoga. That means for many, many years and many, many births of complete practice. What is complete practice of yoga? You have to surrender to the Lord. And you have to practice this for many, many lifetimes. Then one can see the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord in a secluded place. So, my dear devotees, seeing the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. So, if you're practicing Jnana Yoga and surrendering to the Lord, by that you can only realize Brahman. You don't see the lotus feet of Krishna. No. It's not that Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate does not mean that a Jnani after many, many lifetimes automatically by that Jnana he is able to see the lotus feet of Krishna. It's not like that. If he gets, there's a condition there. If he gets the association of a devotee. Jnani is not a devotee. If he gets the association, that means if he gets the association and in that association he gets the mercy of a devotee, then. Now the field is fertile. He practiced jnana, he's, in the mode of goodness. Now, if he gets the mercy of a devotee, that's like a seed, bhakti lata bij, then nicely it'll come up. That's the point there. But if there is no seed, however fertile your field may be, will there be any crop, any plant? No. So bhakti only comes from bhakti. Bhakti will not come from jnana, bhakti will not come from ashtanga yoga or anything else. Mode of goodness will not produce bhakti. You need the seed of bhakti from another devotee. And the type of seed you get, that's the type of bhakti you will do. If you get the seed from a pure devotee, then you'll get the seed of pure devotional service. If you get the seed from a mixed devotee, then you'll only get mixed devotional service. Like that. So, bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate means, and after many, many births of practicing jnana, finally he gets darshan of the lotus feet of the Lord in a secluded place, means provided he got the mercy of a devotee, this jnani, then he'll get darshan of the lotus feet. Otherwise, by many, many years of jnana practice, he will realize Brahman only. And if he's doing, ashtanga yoga, many, many years of practice, if he's doing ashtanga yoga, he may, depending on what he's aspiring for. If he's practicing ashtanga yoga for Brahman realization, he'll see Brahman. If he's practicing ashtanga yoga for realizing Paramatma, then he will realize Paramatma. If he's practicing ashtanga yoga for realizing Bhagavan, how you will do? Even to aspire to realize Bhagavan, you need the mercy of a devotee, like Dhruva Maharaj. He got the mercy of his mother, Suniti, who was a devotee of the Lord, great devotee of the Lord. And then he got the mercy of Narad Muni, a great devotee of the Lord. So unless you get the seed from a devotee, you won't even aspire. You won't even aspire for bhakti or attaining Bhagavan. It's not possible. And then practicing some asanas, sitting postures in cities and parks. Srila Prabhupada is saying, this is just bogus propaganda. You don't make any spiritual advancement by that. No. Srila Prabhupada is saying that it is not that after one practices some sitting postures, he immediately becomes perfect. One has to perform yoga a long time. That's just Ashtanga yoga. The method itself requires that you practice for long time. That is why Ashtanga yoga is not the method for Kali Yuga. This was the method for Satya Yuga, where, for example, Kardama Muni, he practiced yoga for 10,000 years, and when he got darshan of the Lord, Kardama Muni says, my Lord, he's saying that you came so quickly. In just 10,000 years, in just 10,000 years, you have given me darshan. You're so merciful. It's not easy to get your darshan so soon. Really, actually, 10,000 years is a very short time for Ashtanga Yoga to get darshan of the Lord. And who is living for 10,000 years now? That by practicing Ashtanga Yoga and we will get perfection. So whoever is teaching by taking some dollars and giving you some methods and saying that by this now you are going to realize or you become God yourself. All this is cheating. So 3 points to remember from this purport. One thing is that yoga has to be practiced in a secluded place. You cannot practice it in cities. You have to go into the forest somewhere. And also, it's not congregation like how devotees congregate and chant. It's not like that. Each yogi has to sit, he's isolated. He has to sit alone somewhere. The yogis also, they're far from each other. It's not like they come and congregate together and they practice Ashtanga Yoga. It's not like that. You see how Dhruva Maharaj practiced alone. You just have to go alone and you have to practice somewhere in the jungle, somewhere in the mountains, and for a very long time. Very long time. Then you will say how Dhruva Maharaj got perfection in just 5 months. Well, Dhruva Maharaj, he did not exclusive yoga. He was doing bhakti. He was chanting Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. His main thing was bhakti only. And he got the seed from a pure devotee, Narad Muni. He practiced the Ashtanga Yoga method because that was the Yuga Dharma. In Satya Yuga, the Yuga Dharma is you practice Ashtanga Yoga to realize the absolute truth. But it was Bhakti Yoga only. That's why you have to see the goal. What is the final aspiration? Of course, Dhruva Maharaj started off with some material desire. So that's why he started off as a, you can say, as a mixed devotee. That means expecting some material result for his bhakti. However, bhakti is so powerful and he got the seed from a pure devotee, Narad Muni. So in the course of his practice of his Ashtanga Yoga and his chanting the mantras, all those desires were gone. When he got darshan of the Lord, he felt ashamed that he even desired something like that. So yeah, it has to be done in secluded place. Ashtanga Yoga means you have to do in a secluded place. First point. Second point is, it takes many, many lifetimes, many, many births to become successful. If you're doing just exclusive Ashtanga Yoga, then it takes many, many lifetimes to get the result. What is the result of Ashtanga Yoga? And in between, in the interim, you get siddhis, different perfections, becoming smaller than the smallest and so on and so forth. But ultimate goal of Ashtanga Yoga is you have to realize either Paramatma or merge into Brahman or realize Bhagavan, like that. Well, if you're doing exclusive won't work actually. You have to have some bhakti. So really it is about the goal. When you start some practice, you have a goal, what you want to achieve. So by Ashtanga Yoga, if you want to achieve Paramatma realization, yeah, it will take many, many lifetimes. Same, if you by Ashtanga Yoga, you want to realize Brahman, it will take many, many lifetimes. And the third condition, provided they surrender unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So first is, yeah, it has to be practiced in a secluded place. Second is, it takes many, many births to become successful. And that also only if you surrender to the Supreme Lord. That means you have to come to bhakti. You have to surrender to the Supreme Lord. Then only you'll get the result. So with that, we will stop here. Thank you so much. Does anyone have any questions, comments?
Thank you very much, Mataji. Very, very nice.
How are you, Vindhyavali Mataji? It's nice to hear your
Krishna's
voice.
mercy, that's all. I'm here.
Nice.
I had major surgery, so it's okay. But the way you showed the diagrams, it tells very clearly that how to reach God, how to do the prayers, how to do what all the things we have to do. Not that, oh yeah, I did 16 rounds today, I'm done.
Exactly.
Not like that. Not like that. It's not easy to get his lotus feet darshan or anything.
Exactly, Mataji. Krishna consciousness means you have to be Krishna conscious. 16 is the beginning. But taking that 16, if we say, or Srila Prabhupada said, if you chant 16 rounds, we'll get perfection. You go back to Godhead in this lifetime. So therefore, I'll chant 16 rounds, 2 hours, and remaining 22 hours, I am chasing after material goals. I want to earn more and more wealth and I want to build my empire in this world and I want to enjoy. What is this? Is this the sign of a sincere follower?
You're asking something.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
So surrender is required. Surrender means surrender fully, 100%. Exactly, 100%. And unless one comes to that point, there is no pure devotional service. It's not pure devotional service. So when we read the songs by our acharyas, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Prabhupada's songs, what is their consciousness? The 6 Goswamis. It's like we don't have Krishna. I don't have Krishna consciousness. I am not a devotee. And in that mood, they are striving. They are striving at every moment. They are striving.
Yeah.
So when one comes to that consciousness, then, okay, we are pure devotees. So there is no, relaxing or
Jivi Jago, Jivi
justifying.
Jago.
Yes, yes.
You has to
Whatever
get.
we have, whatever resources we have, whatever time we have, energy we have, use everything that you have in glorifying Krishna, in sharing Krishna consciousness, in chanting Krishna's names, in surrendering to Krishna. Use your wealth, use your body, use your mind, use your whatever you have at every moment. And don't become complacent and relax thinking that, okay, I've done my job today, now I can just sit and watch a movie. No, we cannot do that. We shouldn't do that.
Yeah, that's the main thing. Yeah. Thank you very much for a nice class, Mataji.
Mataji, I have a question.
Yes.
What is the difference in between surrendering to Bhagavan versus and surrendering to Paramatma? Are they different?
Actually, surrendering to Paramatma, the difference between Bhagavan and Paramatma is there are, you see, Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. In Brahman, there are no attributes. That means no form, no energies, no qualities, nothing, just existence. That is realizing the absolute truth as Brahman. Object is only one. The object is one, but one object is realized differently. Paramatma means with a few attributes. What are the attributes in Paramatma? Controllership. The absolute truth who's controlling the material energy and who's also controlling the marginal energy. He's the controller. That is Paramatma. When you come to Bhagavan, not only is he controller, but he has so many other attributes. He has his wonderful sweet qualities, his relationship with the devotees, his pastimes, like that. So who will surrender to Paramatma? Ashtanga yogi will surrender to Paramatma. Who will surrender to Bhagavan? Bhakta will surrender to Bhagavan. That means the worshipper is realizing the absolute truth as Bhagavan and he is surrendering to him. Now your question can be, then who is able to see the absolute truth as Paramatma and who is able to see the absolute truth as Bhagavan? What is the difference? The difference is in the amount of Krishna consciousness. One who is far away from Krishna, like that example of a mountain. You are far, far away from the mountain, you don't see all the variety. You just see it very hazy. You just see that there's a mountain. But one who comes very close, very near, he's able to see all the trees and, birds and animals. Like that, one who is far, far away from the absolute truth, he's seeing that absolute truth means Krishna. One who is far away from Krishna, he's seeing him as Brahman. One who is a little closer, he's seeing him as Paramatma. One who comes very close to him, he sees him as Bhagavan. What do you mean by being far away? Being far away means very little, alpa, Krishna consciousness.
Yeah,
One
that
who
I
has
get.
more Krishna consciousness, that means he's seeing Bhagavan. So then he will surrender to Bhagavan.
Okay. So your ultimate goal should be to surrender to Bhagavan.
That depends on whose association you get. It's not in our hands. Actually, the goal should be to surrender to Bhagavan. But there are Ashtanga yogis in this world. Will they come and surrender to Krishna? No. Why? Because they got association of other yogis. They got mercy of Ashtanga yogis. So they can only go that far. That is why the type of mercy we get, that's how far we can get. You see, you have a teacher. The teacher can only teach you as much as he knows, isn't it?
Right. Yes.
So you can come only up to that level. You want to go higher, you have to go to another teacher who has more. Like
Right.
that, if you get the association of a pure devotee, then you can surrender to Krishna. You can come to that level. But if you only get the mercy of an Ashtanga yogi, you'll only come up to that level.
So it is through his mercy that we are able to actually.
Absolutely. That's mercy. Yes, really. It's just mercy.
Yeah.
Parama Swatantra Bhagavad Bhakta Sangha Tat Kripa Jata Mangalodayana. Parama Swatantra Bhagavad Bhakta means supremely independent devotee of the Lord. That's a pure devotee of the Lord. Sangha, in his association. Parama Swatantra Bhagavad Bhakta Sangha Jata. Tat Kripa Jata. So in that association, his mercy, when his mercy comes to you,
Right.
then that gives birth to your good fortune. So
Correct.
our account, our devotional bhakti account begins by the mercy of a pure devotee. When a pure devotee gives us mercy, that's when our account will open.
Isn't it eventually the mercy of Bhagavan?
No,
No?
no.
Okay.
First devotee, then
Okay.
Bhagavan. When
Hmm.
a devotee gives mercy, then Bhagavan's mercy will follow behind the devotee's mercy. And
Okay.
even Bhagavan will not dictate to the devotee, go and give mercy to this person. Because if Bhagavan dictates to the devotee, then he's being partial. Why he's telling give only, then everyone in this world should become devotees. Why only some people?
Hmm.
Then the devotee is giving mercy only to some people, not others. So devotee is partial? Yes. And it's
Yes.
fine. That's the definition of a devotee. Madhyam Bhakta,
Hmm.
yes, he discriminates. He loves Krishna. He makes friendship with devotees. He ignores the envious and he's
Hmm.
compassionate to the innocent or the ignorant. That is the
Hmm.
definition of a pure devotee, that he discriminates. So there's no problem. But Bhagavan, he says, Samoham sarva bhuteshu, I'm equal to everyone. So he will be blamed of partiality if he dictates to the devotee, give mercy to this person. So no, we are not getting mercy from Bhagavan directly. We are getting
Okay.
mercy through the devotee. And the devotee is giving, that's why Parama Swatantra, independently. The
Hmm.
devotee is independently desiring this person should become a devotee. And he is giving his mercy. That is why we are completely, at the mercy of the devotees. Because of the devotees, whatever we have, we are made of the mercy of the
Hmm.
devotees of the.
Thank
I'll take
you,
Dronacharya.
Maharaj.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Hare
Prabhuji.
Krishna.
Dronacharya Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Mother Arcanabhakti. Thank you very much for this class. I have a question. What does it mean in practicality to see the lotus feet of the Lord? What is being referred to? Like when we're giving reference to it, at a certain stage, you're always seeing the lotus feet of the Lord. What is that, literal or is it metaphorical?
Yeah, it is literal. It is literal, but it depends on where we are, what type of practice we are doing. If we are talking about Ashtanga yogi who is aspiring for impersonal liberation, finally he sees the lotus feet of the Lord, means he's realizing Brahman. He's not literally seeing the lotus feet of the Lord. He doesn't have any access to the lotus feet of the Lord, because in impersonal liberation you don't see any form. You cannot come that close. You're far, far away. You only see the effulgence. So there, in the case of a jnani, because this verse is talking about a jnani, and so if if it is said that by the completion of yoga he's seeing the lotus feet of the Lord, means he's realizing Brahman. He's going and merging into Brahman. And in the case of a devotee, yes, it is literal. He's like Ashtanga yogi also. Ashtanga yogi sees the form of Paramatma. And there, if he in dhyana, he's meditating limb by limb. So when he meditates on the lotus feet, yeah, he will be seeing the lotus feet of the Lord all the time. Yes, that's there. And for the devotees, uh, also depends on which stage of bhakti you are in. If you are in pure devotion, you have sadhana bhakti, bhava bhakti, and prema bhakti. So in sadhana bhakti, you have firm faith. So what does it mean having firm faith? Conceptually, you are convinced of the Lord's presence everywhere, in every atom. So when you look at this world, you are Krishna conscious. Whatever you see things in relation to Krishna. This is after one gets firm faith. Still sadhana bhakta. He's not seeing Krishna personally. He's not seeing Krishna's lotus feet or Krishna's smiling face. But conceptually, he's completely convinced and he lives with that type of consciousness. At all times, he doesn't see anything or anyone separated from Krishna. He sees everything in relation to Krishna. That is also seeing Krishna's lotus feet at that level, in the form of Krishna consciousness. But when you go to higher stages, after, when you come to bhava, you start actually experiencing the Lord. There also, between bhava and prema, in bhava you see within your heart. That means you're seeing the transcendental vritti, it is called. Vritti means just like you see an image in the mirror. It's your image only. You're actually there, but in the mirror you're seeing your image like that. So the Lord's vritti, it's called, you see in your heart. You don't see him directly, but you experience his vritti in the heart, in the stage of bhava. So what do you experience? You see his form, you hear the sound of his ankle bells, you can smell the fragrance of his garland or tulsi, like that. But when you come to prema, you are actually seeing him face to face, hearing him, touching him, kissing him. Everything is possible in prema. So it depends on what stage the practitioner is. According to that, seeing the lotus feet can be understood, what it means. Was that okay?
Yes, Mataji, thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thanks.
Any other questions, comments? Okay. So we can end here. Thank you all so much for your kind attention. Granthraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Samaveta Gaur Bhakta Vrind ki jai.
Jai.
Vancha